Your priority is no longer to follow the thought where it wants to take you, because the thought has a magnetic pull. It wants more of your consciousness, but it wants to grow, because it's a little entity. It wants to grow, so it wants your attention. And in subtle ways, it tries to get your attention. It says, it might even use a bodily feeling. It says, gosh, I'm hungry suddenly. Why didn't I need to eat something? And then you think of what restaurant am I going to afterwards? And so the presence is gone, you are gone, you are looking for a restaurant in your mind. Which means the thought used as some bodily thing to make thoughts out of it.
A negative thought wants your attention. That is how it survives. That is how so much suffering begins. Not with some great tragedy, but with something small that the mind refuses to leave alone. But there is a secret. It's an obscure secret concealed by life itself. Life feeds on life, and thoughts do the same. The Earth is a vast ecosystem, a closed cycle that must keep nourishing itself in order to continue. The mind is built on that principle. Thoughts seem to have their own shape, their own presence, almost their own kind of life. Just as plants, ants, and human beings exist within cycles of mutual dependence, the mind also forms a relationship with your awareness, and the two begin to feed each other. What enters the mind tends to remain there, and the mind does not stop at the mind. It also reaches the body. So when we feed this inner entity too much, the decline becomes physical as well. Fatigue, irritability, loss of focus, and loss of appetite. What makes this even harder is that the mind rarely stops at one thought. One thought calls another, and then another, until a whole inner atmosphere is created. A small wound becomes a memory. The memory becomes a pattern, and the pattern begins to speak with your voice. This is how a passing experience settles inside us and starts shaping the way we feel, the way we see, and even the way we move through an ordinary day. A person may look calm on the outside, yet carry an invisible weight within. The body is present, but the mind is elsewhere, repeating, anticipating, returning. And because this process happens so quickly and quietly, we often do not realize how much energy is being drained. We only feel the result, a heaviness that will not lift, a tiredness that sleep does not solve, and a tension that follows us even into silence. Even plants deteriorate when they are given too much water. And when we keep feeding the mind with repeated negative thoughts, we begin to lose something of ourselves. The small entity wants to grow, and it feeds mainly on the negative experiences we go through in life. Negative thoughts and painful experiences tend to leave a deeper, longer-lasting mark on the mind than positive ones. Psychology calls this negative bias. It is a mechanism tied to survival, but it often makes painful memories feel more vivid, more durable, and easier to return to than joyful ones. So if up to this moment you believed you had no choice, if you believed that the negativity and pain you feel was simply too strong to overcome, the answer is that it still depends on you. You have the keys of freedom. You have the power over your mind, but you need to know how to protect yourself from that entity. And when you realize that you are the one feeding that entity, and that you can choose how to respond to these negative thoughts, you begin to reclaim your freedom and peace. Don't let that entity become your identity.